From the Tri-State's news and weather leader, this is 14 News.
Right now at 6, Evansville City Council is in the midst of one of its biggest meetings of the year. By the end of what's expected to be a very long night, a vote on next year's budget is expected. Good evening, I'm Randy Moore. On the table tonight, amendments for major budget cuts for nonprofits. Krista McEnany is outside the Civic Center now. She's been looking into what this will mean for the area. So, Krista, we understand there are huge crowds showing up, right?
That's right, Randy. Very big crowds indeed. We were supposed to be inside for this shop, but the room was so overcrowded that they moved people out into the hallway. They've turned the speakers on so that people can hear what's going on inside the room, but so that you can hear me better, I've gone ahead and moved outside. Now, council members tell me that this meeting could go all night long. So right now I want to show you this. This is a look at the 2018 proposed city budget for this year. So what we're looking at now is, well, we've already told you at 4 that several nonprofit organizations could lose their city funding entirely. That's something that's being voted on tonight. But also in these hundreds of pages, there are amendments in here that are proposing more big cuts to places like Mesker Park Zoo. Councilman Elpers and Hayden have proposed to cut $285,000 from projects at the zoo, including improvements to Amazonia and a good chunk of the funding from the penguin exhibit. Now, once this is voted on, I'm told there is another proposal that may still be on the table, and that's from Elpers asking to cut the entirety of the $460,000 penguin exhibit this year. Now, Councilman Dan McGinn, who's a former director of Mesker Park Zoo, says they've already invested almost $660,000 into the project so far.
Most of that has already been spent. And so to not continue on, it's like taking those plans and all of that work, the preparation work for the penguin exhibit, and just throwing it away.
Another possible cut tonight is $375,000 to the Greenway. Also being voted on tonight, a rise in local income tax from the current 1% to 1.2%. Live in Evansville, Krista McEnany, 14 News.
All right, Krista, thank you. Of course, we'll have continuing coverage on tonight's budget vote and city council meeting, because also being discussed tonight is whether the city will raise the local option income tax, which stands right now as one of the lowest in the state at 1%. We'll update you on any new developments online at 14news.com, and we'll have live coverage tonight on 14 News at 10. Well, some severe weather could be moving into the area tomorrow. Our 14 First Alert team is following some storms, and Eric is in the Weather Center right now with the very latest.
Well, Randy, we had some sunshine today that helped those temperatures warm up to right around 80 degrees at the Evansville Regional Airport, but we are starting to see some cloud cover already moving back in. Here's a live look into Owensboro. Here's what's going on 14 First Alert Doppler. We do have some showers and thunderstorms firing up off to the south and west of the tri-state. Cape Girardeau up into Carbondale and west of 57. We'll be looking at the best chance for thunderstorms as we head through the evening, and not expecting any of those to become severe, but that will shift a little bit farther to the east and affect us through the day. Tomorrow, 77 in Evansville, 77 in Henderson, 82 in Ridgeway, 79 in Newburgh and Owensboro, sitting at 78 degrees. Here's a look at that threat for severe weather as we go through the day tomorrow. That does include most of the tri-state. Jasper, Owensboro, Madisonville, and areas to the west are looking at the best chance for that severe weather. We could see some hail, damaging winds, and even a few tornadoes. I'll be back with the hour-by-hour forecast and tell you exactly what you can expect through the day tomorrow in your full forecast in just a few.
New information on the Hummingbird couple arrested last week after police say they kept their daughter in a cage in a closet for hours at a time. Alan and Amy Frizz faced a judge today on charges of neglect of a dependent and criminal confinement. Now, Alan Frizz is looking at additional charges because the girl at the center of this investigation says he touched her inappropriately. Aisha Tolliver was the only TV reporter in the courtroom today and has video you'll see only on 14 News.
The only thing you're guilty of is what? Loving a child that did not want to be loved.
Amy Frizz defends her innocence after police say they found a cage that her and her husband locked a child in. The Du Bois County Sheriff's Department Sergeant Stuart Wilson says they originally went to the home for a call about an out-of-control child. But then he says they found a closet converted into a wooden cage inside a bedroom.
Very unexpected. When you're given that information, you do not want it to be true. You want it to be a false accusation, or you would wish that it weren't the way it is. But that is not what we encountered. We encountered what was described to us. It's an upsetting situation.
Wilson says they do not believe the child was starved or physically abused outside of being put in the cage. People tell me Alan Frizz is a well-known businessman owning this dentist office. Before the police car doors shut, Amy Frizz said it was because, quote, she lied.
Concern is for my 9 other children being held in CPS, that we've tried to protect them and give them a good environment. I don't know what type of environment they are. They talked about separating my 3-year-old child from the rest of her siblings. Okay. I'm concerned that, they're going to be terrorized by this.
The couple is in jail without bond until Monday, so investigators can look into the charges. In Du Bois County, Aisha Tolliver, 14 News.
And both the Frizzes are expected back in court early next month. Some changes coming to downtown Evansville as new developments and businesses move in. This is a map of the area, each dot representing an ongoing development project. These projects are anything from expansions to new businesses moving in. Green dots mean the project has been approved. Developers say the draw of moving downtown is millennials wanting to live, work, and play all in one place. A major renovation is happening at an old Evansville school. The St. Joseph School at North Garvin and East Iowa Streets has sat empty for about 30 years. Soon, though, the building will be filled again, but this time it won't serve as a school. Kate O'Rourke is live now with a look at this ongoing project. Kate?
Well, Randy, the school was built in 1954, but it hasn't been used much in the last few decades. All Saints Catholic Parish owns the building and has been looking into new uses for it. They've decided to transform the empty space into an income-based apartment complex. The building will have 45 units from 1 to 3 bedrooms. Members of the parish see this as a way to save a historical building and bring new housing to an area of the city that needs it.
Be able to turn it into a use where we'll actually increase the number of people living in this area and add to the vitality of the area. It's just wonderful, and it kind of fits within our mission here at All Saints too, is to kind of support the local community in any way we can. So it's a really neat event for us to see it happening.
The goal is to have the project done by next fall, which is also when they'll be accepting tenant applications. Live in Evansville, Kate O'Rourke, 14 News.
Thank you, Kate. Gas prices across the country are starting to drop 1 month after Hurricane Harvey left some oil refineries out of operation. The nationwide average, according to AAA, for a gallon of regular unleaded averages $2.49. That's a 13-cent drop from last week. The Department of Energy says 3 gas refineries on the Gulf Coast are still offline, while 10 others are operating at reduced rates. Right now, AAA lists the average cost for a gallon of gas at Evansville at $2.31. In Owensboro, the current average is $2.23 per gallon. The statewide average in Illinois is $2.44 per gallon. A traffic alert for drivers in Henderson tonight. Green Street is closed from Sand Lane to Washington Street. The closure started at 6 and it'll reopen by 7 tomorrow morning. The work will continue to take place overnight. Right now, a detour is in place. Work is expected to be done by Wednesday morning. A scare for a local Evansville business after finding a suspicious device outside. Now police are working to find out who put it there. Plus, their proposal went viral. Now this Spencer County couple saying their I do's with the bride's little sister playing an important part in the ceremony.
You're watching the Tri-States News and Weather Leader. This is 14 News at 6.
Police are investigating after a suspicious device was found outside a business this morning in Evansville. Officers destroyed it and right now are calling it a hoax device. Hillary Simon was the first reporter on the scene. She spoke to the owner and a neighbor about what happened.
It should have been a normal Monday morning for Prem Kadka, the owner of Hamal Food Mart on Kratzville Road in Evansville.
I take a couple customers and the customer say, "What's that?" I say that I didn't know. Actually, I see the hanging on the bag. I didn't know what is that. And customers say, "Oh, you can't call. You need to call to the cop."
But the bag with what looked like a pipe attached to it caused some worry.
When I opened the store, I tossed the bag a little bit, but And then I scared a little bit, and then customer said what may be danger that, and then I scared more, you know.
And then he called police. Within minutes, Evansville police were out here with the bomb squad, using their robot to take x-rays and pictures.
They could tell that the pipe bomb was either completely empty or completely full at that time. You know, x-rays are pretty murky. Obviously, you can tell from watching that they take this stuff very seriously.
And after several hours of examining the bag, they destroyed it.
I heard a loud boom, and I decided to walk down here because I come here 2-3 times a day, you know, and the owners are really nice people and try to be friendly to everybody that comes in there. So yeah, this here shocks me.
Prem Kotka opened his business once crime scene was finished, hoping to move on from this morning and take care of his regular customers.
It's saddening, you know, because that's the world that has come to these days, is people want to intimidate others, and it's sad to see that this lady and man is just trying to earn a living like the rest of us, and people want to be ignorant.
Prem says he feels thankful police responded so fast to keep him and his business safe. In Evansville, Hillary Simon, 14 News.
The 14 News follow-up tonight to a Spencer County couple's viral proposal story we shared this year. This past weekend, Ashley Schaus and fiancé Will Seaton got married.
Well, I love their story. It's precious. Yes. It's so precious.
Now, what makes their story special is that Will included Ashley's sister, Hannah, in his proposal. The three of them do everything together. Will said including Hannah, who has Down syndrome, in their new life was an easy choice. Lauren Artino is a guest at the wedding, and she'll show us the special day for the couple a bit later in the newscast. West Franklin Street is back to its normal self today after this year's fall festival. The West Side Nut Club is still crunching the numbers on how many people came out for the week-long festival. They say it was a bit slower than expected due to a rainy Saturday and the recent mass shooting in Las Vegas, keeping some people home. Still, the chair of the fall festival is excited with how the week played out.
Well, you never know what's going on in the world and why people don't come down here, but we still had a great crowd, so I'm not complaining one bit, and we have a lot of money to give back to the community, and so do all these booths, and it just was a great week overall.
The West Side Nut Club hopes to release the financial and the final numbers, that is, this week, as well as fundraising totals. They're also confident most booths made just as much, if not more, than last year. We saw some rain this past weekend, and more storms could be on the way. Our 14 First Alert weather team is tracking the chance for some severe weather tomorrow.
The leader in tracking storms. Here's your 14 First Alert forecast.
Well, we're going to see the clouds continue to thicken up as we head through the night. We will see the chance for some showers and even some thunderstorms across Illinois late tonight. Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms likely, and a few of those storms could become severe with 60-mile-an-hour winds, some hail, and even a brief tornado possible through the day tomorrow. Later this week, we'll see the cooler weather returning, temperatures closer to average. It's going to be short-lived, though. We'll see those temperatures back up into the 80s as we head through the second half of the week and into the weekend. We'll see those rain chances starting early in the morning, but really going to see them ramping up as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. Looking at 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain possible across the tri-state on average. Of course, higher amounts in some of those stronger thunderstorms. Here's a look at that risk for some severe weather as we go through the day tomorrow. Mainly all of the tri-state, but Jasper down into Owensboro and Madisonville and areas to the west will have that best chance at seeing a few of those severe thunderstorms. Taking a look at what exactly marginal means. Isolated severe damage, hail up to 1 inch in diameter and 40 to 60 mile per hour winds with those thunderstorms, and also that low tornado risk as we go through the day as well. Taking a live look into Princeton this evening, starting to see some of that cloud cover thickening up and moving into the tri-state in that area as well. 14 First Alert Doppler showing showers and thunderstorms firing up from St. Louis down into Memphis, and then a secondary line from Kansas City down into Oklahoma City, a little bit more powerful, producing some of that severe weather, and that's going to give us the chance for that severe weather as we go through the day tomorrow as well. Closer look at home. Things quiet still across the area along and west of 57, seeing some of those thunderstorms firing up just to the west of Carbondale. You can see some of these brighter colors indicating where we do have a little bit stronger thunderstorm activity activity. Those are racing pretty much due north and should stay there as we head through the overnight hours. Take you up to 8 o'clock. Still looking at those showers and thunderstorms west of 57. This is at midnight. Still tracking those thunderstorms to the west. And then as we head toward 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when we'll start to see the chance for a few of those thunderstorms. Fairfield up toward Flora and only the best chance during the morning hours. We'll take you up to 8:30. Still tracking some of those morning thunderstorms. That line will push through the tri-state early into the afternoon. I think bullseye time is from about noon to about 4 o'clock. Looking at the potential for that severe weather along and east of the Wabash River. As those thunderstorms continue to move off to the east, they will weaken, and then another line of thunderstorms firing up as we head through the second half of the evening tomorrow, and then we'll finally start to see things improving as we head into Wednesday. Cloudy start to the day on Wednesday, but then we'll work in some sunshine late in the afternoon. Current temperatures mild, 77 in Evansville, 75 in Mount Carmel, 71 in Jasper, and Owensboro and Newburgh sitting right at 78 degrees. Those temperatures through the overnight hours going to dip down into the mid to upper 60s, and then we'll warm back up into the low 80s as we go through the day tomorrow. Taking a look at that baseball forecast for tonight. Any fall ball games going on, 74 degrees at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock 73, and at 9 o'clock we'll see those temperatures still in the low 70s. 66 degrees tonight. Thunderstorms late, especially across Illinois, only about a 30% chance. Much better rain and thunderstorm chances through the day tomorrow, and then 77 on Thursday, warming back up into the low to mid 80s. Another cold front on Sunday, knocking temps back down into the 70s.
All right, Eric, thanks. New tonight, we're learning some homes were damaged during the weekend storms. This is a viewer photo from Ohio County where a home was destroyed. The roof and porch were torn off, blowing it to the back of the house and hitting 2 parked cars. 2 people were inside when it happened. Both are okay. Some other homes in the area were also damaged, but not to this extent. A one-of-a-kind wedding in Spencer County. We share with you the special moments a groom has with his bride's younger sister who has Down syndrome. A tri-state couple whose proposal went viral last year tied the knot over the weekend. We first shared Ashley and Will's story with you last spring when Will proposed to Ashley and her younger sister Hannah, who has Down syndrome. Lauren Artino was at the wedding in Spencer County.
Well, I love their story. It's precious. Yes. It's so precious.
Will, I mean, this is you. This is truly how you are in every conceivable way.
As their love story started, one of the first things Ashley asked of Will was to accept her sister, Hannah. Since then, he's embraced both sisters with everything he has. The three do everything together, from their proposal last spring, when Will asked Hannah to be his best friend forever, before asking Ashley to be his wife, and on their wedding day, from their vows.
I promise to funny jokes. I cherish that you befriend Hannah and love her like a sister unconditionally. Hannah and I were a package deal from the start, and you have loved both of us and more each day.
I'll give you all my love, and I won't let you walk alone through our life.
To the first dances. The couple made sure Hannah was part of it all.
Did you have fun? Yeah. What was your favorite part? The dance? Yeah. When you danced with Will? That was your favorite part, wasn't it?
Being a beautiful evening, and I couldn't be more blessed to have a beautiful wife and a beautiful little sister.
I'm really glad that we got to share our story with, our community and even the world, so that where they understand that it's involving everybody, and it's not just about love, it's about friendship.
A friendship and a romance, now starting a new chapter. In Spencer County, Lauren Artino, 14 News.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you, Lauren. New tonight, we're looking at some of the biggest performances on the high school football field across the tri-state. 14 Sports' Megan Thompson here now. We'll look at this week's Player of the Week nominees.
Well, Randy, Week 8 provided some excellent football from the high school gridiron last week, and it's now time to announce our AZIP Player of the Week nominees. Our first nominee is out of Owensboro Catholic. Drew Hartz had 169 yards and 5 touchdowns to help lead his team to a 43-8 win over Hancock County. From Central, we once again have Torjon Evans. He had 216 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Bears topped the modern-day Wildcats 40-17. He now has 1,883 yards on the season. Out of Gibson Southern, Isaac Sellers had 225 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead his Titans to a 62-0 win over Tell City. And from Castle, Bryson Moore had 358 passing yards and 5 total touchdowns, 3 passing and 2 rushing, to lead the Knights to a 35-7 victory over North. Now remember, voting is exclusive to the 14 Sports app, which you can download for free in your app store. Once you're in the app, you will open up to the top stories page, find the 3 bars on the top left, go down to Player of the Week, and you will see the 4 nominees this week, and you can cast your vote as many times as you want until 11:59 Wednesday night. I'll have the winner on Thursday, and if you missed any of last week's action, we have all the highlights from Touchdown Live on the app under the Sports Video tab, and of course, you can catch Touchdown Live on the app at 10:35 on Friday.
Very good. Megan, thanks a lot. And we could have a stormy Tuesday.
Yeah, some scattered storms really throughout the day, starting in Illinois in the morning and then eventually progressing into the southwestern Indiana and western Kentucky areas, dealing with the potential for hail, wind, flooding, and even a brief tornado possible through the day tomorrow. So definitely going to have to keep an eye out on the weather tomorrow.
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tonight at 10. Good night.
Stay prepared when breaking news or severe weather happens by downloading the 14 News apps. Stream live anytime and get alerts for breaking news, weather, and sports.